Best labor strategy. I wholeheartedly believe in it. Ignore it. Go about your life.
She said she's only there on weekends, just looking for a reason to remember the song. So we'll stay a while, moving to the music. I can see you smile, thinking that I've lost my mind, and you're the reason why. Don't look down, 'cause both our feet have left the ground. Don't look down.
So I slept last night, had some contractions for like 30 seconds-ish in the middle of the night that I had to breathe through, like especially if I were to flip over, rearrange my pillows. One kid peed the bed, one kid had bad dreams, and for some reason, Matt had to find my phone alert at 4 a.m. That was from yesterday that went off. Oh, so we got woke up a couple times. So every time I wake up, my body would like send out a big contraction. But I was able to go back to sleep, which is just so different. I've had midwives tell me a lot of times, like, just try to rest through it. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I can't really, you know, but she's probably coming today. I got a shower. I'm gonna go for a walk and try to get a quiet time, eat breakfast. Matt stayed home from work today. I just told him I need to feel like I have the space to go into labor. Like the other days, like he's been like working, or the midwife has been up all night, the mom the night before, and I just kind of feel like I need the space to feel like it's okay. So I think we're gonna do yard work today and stay busy. That's my plan. I fed my starter, so maybe we'll try to make some bread or something to stay busy on my feet. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited. Just excited to meet this baby. Of course, I'm hesitant, you know. I think we all are about what's to come, but I'm excited.
What? I'll do my butterflies.
Don't look down, 'cause both our feet have left the ground. Don't look down, we're dancing over shrinking town.
So I'm in this really beautiful park. So lovely. And I'm just gonna walk as long as I can. I've got like 60% battery life on my phone, listening to one of my favorite podcasts just about, you know, not being in victim mode and really choosing to do hard things. I've probably listened to this podcast 7 or 8 times, and it's just really speaking to me this morning of like, okay, this is hard, but I have to accept the challenge that is to come. So I feel like the Lord is getting my heart more ready. I'm listening to my favorite playlist, Hillsong United. We went to their concert, and Matt took the set list that they had and made a playlist, and it's so sweet to listen to it. I think it's called Know You Will, and like praise on repeat. Like I'm just worshiping, walking through the park, and Matt just texted me like, take your time, I got the kids. He took today off because I really think it's today. Like, I don't know, I just needed the space to feel like it's okay for everything to happen. But I'm gonna walk till I can't walk anymore because it feels divine outside. Look how beautiful this park is. So I'm gonna soak it up. My story with natural birth began over 13 years ago when I found myself in a random elective class called Maternal Childhood Nutrition. In this class, I saw videos of natural births and I cried. These births were nothing like the ones portrayed in the movies or the ones in my mind. These were peaceful births with no crazy blood, and it wasn't an emergency. Before this class, I had the limiting belief that only super tough or crazy women who loved pain could have natural births, and that I would be better off just knocked out and cut open. This class had me intrigued with the idea that maybe as women, our bodies and our babies know what to do.
Are you still tracking?
My phone almost died.
Is this staying about the same?
I had one when I was outside. It started right beside me.
What would you put your intensity?
I'm not worried about that.
Slide, smile.
This one's a good one.
Moderate.
I don't really want to scale them. I'm just looking at time. Okay, that one's finished.
What's this?
It's tracking my contractions.
When do you can start texting like your friends?
When it gets real.
Let me know the next one. I'm here.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you want to try some? No, try some.
It's good.
Hold on, Ela. She's having a contraction. We have to track them for the midwife.
Hopefully this means we'll have a baby tonight.
What?
I'm getting all the spider webs off the thing, so when we look out the window, we don't see spider webs. Ooh. Mommy's having a contraction.
I can. Give me that.
Seeing and hearing birth stories is one of the most powerful ways to help shift your belief in what is possible for birth. There are all kinds of beliefs and theories around birth. Maybe movies and society has the narrative wrong. Going into my first natural birth, I believed to my core that I wanted a birth without interventions, but I thought birth was something to endure or just get through. My birth was long and challenging, but I experienced Jesus showing up for me in a way that expanded my faith. I came truly to the end of myself. While in the last parts of labor, I had a vision come to my mind. It was Jesus inviting me out onto the wind and the waves, to walk with him on the water, much like he invited Peter to walk on the water in the middle of the storm. I sensed Jesus wanted me to take his hand and trust him through the process of labor. So in a moment of surrender, I did. Instantly, the verse came to my mind, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." Only moments before, I felt I couldn't go on, but now I had a new resolve, and within 2 hours, my first baby was in my arms. Birth was a glorious portal of growth and surrender, and I have leaned on that moment many, many times. Life mirrors labor in many ways. Hard mothering moments can feel like strong contractions. But in the midst of the strong contraction, which might be chaos, kids crying, craziness, if we can just stay calm, anchored in the truth, there really isn't one hard moment of motherhood that Jesus can't carry us through. So I've been having contractions probably every 3 minutes for about 30 seconds. Some of them might be like 5 minutes apart, but definitely getting more intense. I'm having to breathe through them. Let me see what time it is. So it's 2. I just pulled the biscuits out of the oven. I'm frying some eggs. This is lunch. We're like a little behind on the day. And then you gotta take your nap.
No, I'm gonna take my nap.
Yeah, we gotta take a nap. I'm just gonna keep moving. I'm getting tired now because I've walked, cleaned the windows outside, made some bread, made some biscuits. It's all getting kind of real, but I do feel way more encouraged. I feel like that walk really lifted my spirit. I feel like the Lord really spoke to me just through worship and some of the lyrics and the songs, and just honestly being like, I've always been faithful. I'm going to be faithful to you. I just feel like I wasn't ready before that walk, and I feel more ready now. And as Viktor Frankl says, the power to choose is one of man's last great freedoms. And I have learned that we can choose to relax, trust, and surrender during labor, or we can choose to panic and tense up. For my first 2 births, that's definitely what I did, and I was running from the pain. But after my first 2 births, I experienced this really strong shift. I chose the way of peaceful surrender. I didn't really consciously know I was choosing it, but there was this big shift in me. And now I'm so passionate about teaching women how to prepare for birth so that they can have this shift earlier than I did. The truth is, I think there are so many lessons we can learn from birth for life and motherhood. Birth isn't something just to endure. It's an opportunity to grow, to know Jesus more, and to just be in awe of what God has made our body and baby able to do. Since walking in this way during labor, my births have transformed into more worshipful experiences for me. Through His power, I know that we can worship through the pain, the challenges, and the uncertainty. of both labor and life. There is no promise that God will spare us from heartache or from pain, but we can trust His heart through it. At this point in labor, I have spent the day slowly surrendering all of my fears and worries to Him. Fears that although it has gone well for me 4 times, what if it doesn't go well this time? Fear of being so vocal about my beliefs on birth and now walking through it once again. So many of these thoughts just seem like they weren't from the Lord, and so I've laid them down and tried to pick up truth. My body and my baby were made to do this. He won't leave me or forsake me, and just simply choosing to think on what is pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, and praiseworthy, much like Philippians 4:8 talks about. Keeping my hands busy and not tuning into every single sensation also keeps my mind from spinning. Work seems good for that. From the time I finish the biscuits until Corey is in my arms, it's only around 3 hours. I share more of the details of the actual birth in this video. I talk about the one thing in this birth I have never done before and how it helped with pushing so much. One extra beautiful thing I did this birth was I gave my kids the option to stay and watch Corey be born. They really couldn't see a lot since I was in the water and my top was covered up. So I just said, if you want to be there, you can. And I thought maybe I would birth at night, but I did have that secret hope that they would be there and they could experience the birth. I really had the hope that my 5-year-old could just see for herself one day that birth doesn't have to be scary. And it helped a lot to not have to make the decision on when they needed to leave. I could simply ignore labor longer this way.
Move her head like that. She's like, hey, y'all, somebody. Figure out why it was so short.
Yeah, it was very...
I think what was so sweet is my older ones seemed to really instantly bond with her a lot sooner because they knew where she came from. If you want to walk into labor with less fear and more faith, I invite you to think about taking my course. It's where I share the why and the how on preparing your heart and your mind for birth. Culture tells us to have a perfectly curated baby registry and nursery, but preparing for birth, breastfeeding, and motherhood is the gift that keeps on giving.
I got the hiccups.
Oh, boy, teach me. I want to girl teach me.
You want to do Girl Teach Me? Come do Girl Teach Me with me.
Girl teach me.
She's only there on weekends, just looking for a reason.